Hello and welcome to Beyond the Vision podcast. This is the official podcast for Eastern Regional Youth. So this is a platform where we get to discuss with the young people, leaders, community members, and many other stakeholders to look at the challenges that young people are facing, and also to find the solutions together on how can we tackle these challenges. So we are here to officially introduce this podcast as it is our first episode actually. So welcome to this conversation, and I'm your host for today, Christine Fury, and in the studio here with me I am with the Executive Director for Eastern Regional Youth, Mr. Lindikan Nirenda. Mr. Nirenda, welcome to our conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me today. I'm looking forward to having vision and discuss solutions.
Thank you very much. And also, I have Simon CM Fury from Chipata Trades Mill Hospital, who is a change agent under Eastern Regional Youth. Simon, you are welcome to our podcast.
Okay, thank you so much, madam. So I'm looking forward to chat with you and see what we can do in this podcast. Yes.
Okay, great. So, like I said, that we are officially introducing our podcast, which is called Beyond the Vision. So please come on so that we get to go beyond the vision together and see great ideas, solutions that we can bring together on this particular table. All right. So today we are going to look at. We are going to talk about EPY as an organization and also the project that is under implementation. So the Executive Director is going to walk us through that. May you tell us what Eastern Visionary is and also what is the project that is under implementation.
Oh, thank you so much. So Eastern Visionary Youth is a youth-oriented focused organization that was founded here in Chipata, the beautiful city of Chipata. So the organization was established for specific reasons, the youth challenges. So now, if we look at our current state as young people today, what is the challenges that we are facing, and what is the current state of the young people? Of course, reports have been generated by government and other stakeholders to show the vulnerability of the young people, the strengths of the young people, as well as the opportunities that we have simply just being a youth. So now the organization saw it fit to come up and try and address some of the challenges that young people face. You know, as the youth, we get to have different opportunities. For example, the strength and the courage, as well as the time that we have. So, most instances, young people have been found doing illicit activities. You know, we have junkies today. We have drug abusers. We live in Chikozumo's Mchang. But we can still say they're different because the others are just abusing drugs, and the others who abuse drugs and then boom, end up stealing from people. We also have young people who are also into prostitution. It's crazy today, we have boys who are also in prostitution.
Okay, boys, yeah.
Yeah. So now, how do we ensure that young people do not grow in these vices, but we try to bring the young people productive people so that they can be people that can contribute positively to the society and the community. So now, that is why the organization was founded, and we looked at specific areas. We looked at education, we looked at health, we looked at youth and child development, we looked at issues of governance and leadership, and we were looking at cross-cutting issues, including climate change, that has come here to stay. And if we get to have a pandemic that would affect the young people, we'll be there as the organization to fight. So that is what the organization is. It is for the youth. Where anyone is free to come and join. Anyone is welcome, as long as you're a young person. Or even if you're not a young person, but if you are a youth at heart, you're welcome to come and join this fight. Make sure that we protect and safeguard the future of the country. Then under health, where we are getting the support for this project, or rather the podcast. This is a project that is funded by people. We are implementing a project that is within the SRHR. The project started way back in 2024, and we have been implementing and partnering with our stakeholders through the year 2024 and 2025. And then today, 2026, we continue. So this project is under our thematic area of health, where we are looking at reproductive health, targeting adolescents. Yeah. You know, I earlier mentioned the stories of how vulnerable and how young people are behaving in our community. Now, if you look at health, we touch the property of their announced. You know, we are in a city or in a province where teenage pregnancies are high, and we are in a community where child marriage has been, you know, something that has been happening for a long time. And right now we are trying to make sure that it becomes something that is, you know, forbidden. So it's really a fight, yeah, in as much as we have made headways towards reducing these child marriages, but, you know, issues of children, they are happening without our knowledge, because families are protected. So there is a lot to do within the SRI, you know, the STIs that are being spread, the widespread of HIV and AIDS that the project is trying to do. And if we can talk more, I invested in a podcast. But yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So Simon, as a change agent working with Eastern Visionary Youth under this project, what do you think is the main purpose of this project?
So, as the director will be saying, the main purpose for this project is to ensure that we bring a change from young people, because as we can see in this generation we are living in, a lot of young people are abusing drugs, some of them are being turned into junkies, some of them even prostitution. So we are trying to find a way in which we can cope with these same effects and these same behaviors. For instance, as the director said, to say that Eastern Province is stopping in terms of numbers, teenage pregnancy. So we are trying to work hand in hand with the different organizations and with EP1 to reduce the number of teenage pregnancy and also the number of people who are abusing drugs.
Okay, great. So, dear viewers, remember this is Beyond the Vision podcast, the official podcast for Eastern Visionary Youth, and today we are actually introducing our conversation. So, our director, tukaona pakani ya activities ya project ya activities yote tuone sasa tayari vizuri na tutandika bana in terms of reducing teenage pregnancies, STIs, child marriage, and many SRHR.
Oh, that question would have gone well with but
you'll still come in. Yeah.
But you know, that our project, we look at behavior change. Yeah? You know, in as much as we can say, no, let's bring more representatives from our community, let's do this and that. You know, as long as people are not convinced, as long as we are very convinced, this is where we can find help, then there is nothing that can be done. So, in as much as Ministry of Health has provided commodities and other stakeholders have provided commodities to health, our role as stakeholders, or rather organizations, to bring about behavior change. So that is where our project has been focused mostly, to change the mindset of the young. So we have activities like, you know, trainings, the educators. I know Mr. Kim here has been one of the guys that have attended training. You'll be able to attest how much information you've got. But really, I think when doing the introduction, I did not mention the aspect of climate change, as well as poverty reduction. These are cross-cutting issues that we face in the implementation of different projects. Remember, teenage pregnancy has got root causes, right? Somebody gave an example of a tree, and you are just addressing the leaves, or you are just addressing the tree. You're not looking at the root, the root. The tree being the symptoms and what is shown actually. But now, what is causing the tree to grow and show the blossom? It's the roots that are pushing in nutrients and water. So now, we are looking at those root causes through activities like conservation, beauty, for him to more conservation part. Let me just go to the stakeholders. While we are having different stakeholders within the space, the youth-led organizations that are in the region, in Malawi, Zimbabwe, and other countries, where we have these social media conversations, social media posts, social media awareness events, and so on and so forth. And then we also have activities where we are doing advocacy. These advocacy campaigns, we are focusing them to the regional bodies. Who is our regional bodies? The Sadiq Forum or the Sadiq PA. These regional bodies are looking at Sadiq models as well as international instruments. So when we talk of these regional instruments, and Makwera, Mapoma, Yosiana, and Skapunos, Lupagarambo. For example, when you are Pagiram yeah, yes, human rights, as well as children's rights, different countries such. No, so we are focusing on those guys to say, okay, guys, kids, take us on so that countries can adopt these good practices. Teenage pregnancy and the SRH challenges are really impacting negatively. And, they are really in the future. Then the other activity is the obvious dialogues with stakeholders like the chiefs. The chiefs have serious input teenage pregnancy. We look up now. Requiring the different chiefs, they are really doing the fight. Sure that they do away with some of the. So these are some of the stakeholders that we are working with. These activities to make sure that we influence and we change the narrative.
Great. So. Yeah, coming down to CM, as a change agent, what are you?
So, basically, on activities, one other activity you share. So, first I'll talk about outreach or raising awareness in society. We usually grow my community, different communities, try to sensitize or raise awareness. Most of why as one thing, katika maybe mamimba na kushita kusimama. So I'm awareness program na commodities are now sometimes, but in most cases it's more on standard. We don't say our fellow young people they are that behavior of sleeping around, drunk, they abuse drugs. So at least we can have more boundaries. We are going to know let's plan the facilities like this. But if we take the commodities from those steps here, it won't be very hard for them to access. So we try to accommodate our services. Then also the other activities, I would say football. We also play football. We make a day facility so maybe the trades in China maybe a day tournament. Then there will be also the teaching to teach the young people how they can prevent some things, and also distribute I think these are the things.
Great. So, Director, I know we talked a lot about young people. So is this project specific for young people? Maybe there are also other people who are targeted.
Oh, so looking at the nature of the project, Mr. Kim, you can attest. I don't think the eldest pregnancy is an issue.
That's not that issue. Because we are in shop.
So, I don't think we would have issues if somebody who is 25 years old is to get pregnant. Well, within the age, but once down a bit, 16, 14, 12, hey, that is what open is. So the project is basically the young people who have this issue. These challenges come about through different issues. Some of them it's because of ignorance, and some of them it's because of peer pressure and different other issues, right? And then it would be very unnecessary for us to start telling older women who are that who wants children and who also No, I know that is actually house will play for now.
So it's okay.
No, it's not okay, but okay. Basically, we also talk about the maybe someone who's 55 and above, or maybe they're already married and squad. We advise them we advise them to be using contraceptives so that they can prevent our main focus is young people, because from the age of, I would say, 10 to 19 is an adolescent. Curious, so that's why, as an organization, we're basically looking at young people, because they lose up their capacity.
Okay. Thank you very much. So, our dear viewers, this is Beyond the Vision podcast, the official podcast for Eastern Children Youth. So, we just take a break. In a minute, we're going to be back. So, stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Alright, welcome back. Takulandirani podcast yatu which is called Beyond the Vision. Kuti kupitirira masompenya, tulangana kupitirira masompenya. So welcome back, and we continue with our conversation. Remember, in here you're with me, Christine Puri as your host, and the guest that I have the Executive Director for Eastern Visionary Youth, Mr. Nyirenda, and also the Change Agent, Simon C.M. Puri. So to continue with our conversation, Simon, why this podcast? What should young people expect to learn from this?
So, the reason for this podcast, I would say, not is the body, I would say, in love in the media. So, I think this initiative is just okay, because it's one we are mostly found in the media, TikTok, Facebook. So, I think it would be also the better way to teach them about sexual reproductive and health, so that they can also learn, as they are watching their own things, they can also learn how they can prevent some things. Tikalegerera ku media kuti okongochita ongotamba mariuzi akuti ongosekerera parasipakaenda pale votenga kwa in terms of vipunziso ichitaononga, koma at least kupati kokonda pane kwaka naseta taikapo information so that at least they can learn through it.
Okay, great. So, director, is this podcast just for SRH project, or it is beyond the vision like the name itself?
Yeah, thank you so much. So, obviously, the name itself speaks for itself, right? Beyond the vision of the project, beyond the vision of what we are imagining right now. So, conversations about or rather surrounding different topics will be hosted here, and we are going to have a lot of chat. And I think there is one thing that CM said, which is very important. The social media platforms have been filled with a lot of wrong information, wrong and negative influence,
that young people are always seeing, sometimes from what we are seeing, you find that information is just flowing, which is negative. And then every time you go on social media, you're seeing something naked, you're seeing something, it's like...
My trends.
Exactly. It's like when people trending are very negative. Huh? And then what are young people seeing? And then what is being registered as something normal? Something wearing certain things were not normal, not until they saw videos and a lot of content online that made us believe that, this is okay. Now here we are. And some of those habits we have adopted from the social media platforms is what is bringing us these problems. The whole idea of drinking beer and getting wasted and so on and so forth has been well preached in music videos, it has been well preached in different kind of platforms, which is online. So right now what we are trying to do, just like CM was saying, is to bring the positive information on the same social media so that young people have an opportunity to also choose from what is right. But also, one thing that is exciting me about this podcast is we'll be having real talks, real conversations. For example, you would argue to say some young people are getting pregnant because they have no information, but really, do they truly not know?
Information.
Yeah. Because if we start, when did you learn about HIV? Who doesn't know about these things? Because we were school grade 10. Grade 5, I know there is an allowance for those who are going to school. But now, if we look at where our community has reached today, I think most young people have passed through school. They need to grade 7, grade 9, grade 8. But they spread and so on and so forth. But now, what is going on in our community? Those are conversations that we are going to be having per platform. Really dive in deep. Young people should be pretending as if they don't know. But they should know that we know that they know.
There is that pretense where maybe parents will be saying, no, one hour I'm a
So that one, my candidate, parents do believe to say that I'm a teacher, but looking at the fact for ground, it's a one that the truth is out. Sort of meeting and Luciana Siana, Wagina Punsico Chiburu, Wagina Punsico Momo, Wagina Punsico Paper Park, Macola Command. Some of our robot can never come, but I'm going to stay in Cotton Color so zero. And if I'm to say the truth, that there is no child who can come to a parent and say that, Mom, no, I'm broken my virginity. And I'm a social way. We don't want to have a school of Mamma. They only should be going hard, Macola song hard. So I think they believe that by seeing how, loyal the child looks, but the true fact is that behind the parents, is so good.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we are now coming to an end of our today's conversation. So but before we go, I'll start with the CM to conclude remarks.
So concluding my young people pretend using a mabondo whenever we want to have sexual intercourse. Very barrier.
Okay, that was a great closing. But director,
I don't think I can beat that one, but
yeah.
That one we see it is yours. You are the man of the match. But really, I think we just have to come back to our senses again. As well as a community. Face what we have today, which young people are not. Young people are exposed to these days. Let's agree the fact that this is happening and that we need to find ways to solve it. I know things are out here, some people parents this and that, but if parents believe their children are innocent, then where are these strange pregnancies coming from?
Yes.
So that is one thing that we need to get to interrogate and be able to find this way forward. But really, for the young people, let's make sure that we become positive people from the society. Let's contribute to the development of the country. We are the leaders of today. Let us not wait for somebody to come and tell us what we should be able to make that decision in ourselves and say, today I want to make somebody respected out of my life. Today I want to focus on what is going to shape out of our families. Most of our families, poverty is everywhere, and it is waiting for one person. That's one person to come up, rise up, and fight to break that chain of poverty in our families. So it can be you, and it can be me, and it can be everyone. All it takes is one decision. Stay away from negativity and focus on the positive. Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The next breadwinner can be you.
All right, thank you very much. We have come to the end of our first episode of Beyond the Vision podcast, and we hope that today's conversation has inspired you, and it also has challenged your thinking. I know we have different ways of thinking. I hope you've been challenged to think differently. And remember that when we talk when we talk about the youth, it's variety. We talk about health, we talk about education, we talk of the overall well-being of the young people. So this podcast brings you that kind of a conversation where you're going to learn a lot, where you are going to develop yourself and also going to change your mindset in different ways and in a lot of ways. So stay tuned. We'll be bringing to you this program. And to my guests, thank you very much. Director, thank you very much. CM.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to hearing
Exactly. Until next time, I'm your host, Kristen Biro. Bye.